Hey, I'm Trisha Kennard with Bergara. We're here representing the Bergara Foundation here in western Nebraska. We're here working alongside the Wild Sheep Foundation. This is going to be our second year doing a conservation project with them. Last year we built a guzzler outside of Nevada. This year we're doing a herd check, wellness check on the sheep population here in Nebraska, making sure that the diseases aren't going to be transmitted, checking on the just overall wellness and health of them to see if they're going to be in good status to potentially transplant and to different parts of the state in the future. Sheep are a very delicate population and they do need our help, which is why out of all the organizations that we could have partnered with, we chose Wild Sheep for this. And we're just really excited to not only help with the conservation funding dollars, but also boots on the ground effort here today.
My name is Matt Dwanch. I am the content and marketing strategist over at the Wild Sheep Foundation. For about 100 years, from the late 1800s till 1981, there weren't any sheep here. And then we helped put together 5 translocations into this area in 1981. And since then, the population took off for a while, but in more recent years, it's struggled with emovie and dealing with that. So we want to put our funding dollars to work here in Nebraska because this is their only sheep herd. There's 220 to 300 sheep here, and it's a special herd because it's the state's only herd.
Todd Nordine with the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission, Big Game Disease and Research Program Manager. And what we've got going here today is kind of our annual Bighorn sheep capture, which we do consistently in order to try to get radio collars put on these bighorns so we can track their movement, distribution, and see what their population levels are doing. But a big part of this too also is considering the disease component. As many know, bighorn sheep have long been plagued with issues from pneumonia related to mycoplasma bacteria and other issues too, or other viruses. We hire a helicopter crew to come in. What they will do, they have a 4-man crew essentially, and 3 of them which are in the helicopter, and they go out with net guns, and when they find the sheep they actually close in on them and fire a net over them, and the helicopter comes back and they sling them from underneath the helicopter and bring them back to us at the staging area where we're at right now. And then we go to work, go out and get them on a stretcher when the helicopter lays them down and bring them back. We've got a team, 3 teams actually today. Each team has a specific assignment. You know, one person may be putting a radio collar on, another an ear tag, others are collecting disease samples like nasal swabs and throat swabs, fecal samples, and looking at body condition. Some of them will be getting weights on them and just getting an overall assessment of their health and overall condition. So, and then once that's all done, our recorders, I guess, are kind of the boss at each table, and they, once they've got all the data collected, they will release the animal, and then crews will go out on the stretcher and then actually lay it down, and the bighorn sheep should land on their feet, and they'll take off and go back into the wild. And then we'll follow up with those sheep later with the radio collars and continue our tracking efforts and keep monitoring the populations.
Nick Fowler, I'm from Idaho. I've been a brand ambassador with Bergara Rifles, and I've got a little bit different outlook on this conservation project because I'm one of the few people who was lucky enough to draw a sheep tag and get the chance to hunt these amazing animals. So when I was offered by Bergara to come out here to Nebraska to do what little I can to help to give someone else the possibility and maybe the opportunity to get to hunt one of these amazing animals, I jumped at it. And if there's anything I can do now to help put more of these sheep on the mountain for someone else, whether it's 5 years or 50 years down the road, to get the chance to experience part of what I did on a sheep hunt, then I'm going to do everything I can to help these animals.
You know, every guide and outfitter I know got into this business because they love wildlife. And if it wasn't for conservation projects such as this one, we wouldn't have the opportunities we have. That's why Bergara chooses to donate to some of these so we can keep wild sheep on the mountain, which gives us all more opportunities.
My name is Maddie Richards. I am the membership manager of the Wild Sheep Foundation. This is an incredible opportunity. This is my first ever sheep capture, and it has just been the most amazing experience. To see the boots on the ground conservation work it's such an eye-opening experience and just a really incredible opportunity, and I'm so thankful to our members, our donors, our sponsors, our incredible partners that allow projects like this to happen and allow our wild sheep to thrive.
I'm Michelle Lavara, and I'm with Working Dogs for Conservation, and I'm running the Mycoplasma ovipneumoniae project. And what we're doing is we're trying to train conservation detection dogs to detect this disease in bighorn sheep. Right now, Mycoplasma ovipneumoniae, MOVI, is obviously causing a lot of problems in the bighorn sheep populations. In some areas, they're having like 80 to 90% die-offs, really low lamb recruitment. And what we've been doing for the last year is we've actually been training dogs on bacterial cultures of Mycoplasma. And they are bringing the swabs over to us, and then we are putting them into a solution, heat killing them, and then we're putting them into our olfactometers, which is a computerized scent box that blows out scent randomly. And then we can test the dog's ability to actually do these nasal swabs here in the field while they're running captures.
You know, at the heart and core of it, we're not just about selling rifles. We're here to support the wildlife and making sure that there's more opportunities for hunters and our industry to thrive for years to come. It's not just about what's benefiting us here today, but for the future as well.
We can't do this on our own, so the funding from Bergara and the Gilchrist Foundation and all these other supporting characters, all the volunteers you see here, this just wouldn't be possible without them. So it means a ton that we can all come together on the focus of conserving sheep and make it happen together, because it would not happen any other way.